We are to write the cosecant of theta in terms of the cotangent of theta in quadrant 2. So here we have a circle and an angle theta with a terminal side in quadrant 2. Drop a vertical then to the x-axis and we wind up with this triangle. So if we pull this triangle out and draw it a bit bigger, we'd have something that looks like this. A right angle. Here we would have the angle theta sub r, the reference angle for our angle theta. This side would be on the x-axis, this would be our corresponding y value, and then this side would be the radius of the circle. We know from the Pythagorean theorem that x squared plus y squared would be equal to r squared. Now if we were to divide both sides by y squared, we'd come up with another way to write this same thing. We would have x squared over y squared plus y squared over y squared is equal to r squared over y squared. And this could be written as x over y squared plus 1 equals r over y squared. Now let's go back and remember what the trig functions look like in terms of x, y, and r. The sine of theta would be y over r, opposite over hypotenuse. The cosine of theta would be x over r, adjacent over hypotenuse. The tangent of theta would be y over x. The cotangent of theta would be x over y. The secant of theta would be r over x, and the cosecant of theta would be r over y. Now here we have x over y, which is the cotangent. So we could write this as the cotangent square of theta plus 1 is equal to, and here we have r over y, and that's the cosecant. So cosecant square theta. Now the directions are to write the cosecant in terms of the cotangent. Well, we've written the cosecant square in terms of the cotangent square. If we were to take the square root of both sides, we would find that the cosecant of theta is equal to plus or minus the square root of the cotangent square of theta plus 1. Now the question is, which do we want, the positive or the negative? Well, in the second quadrant, what we have to keep in mind is that the cosecant is going to be positive. R and y are both positive in the second quadrant. So we should write this then as the cosecant of theta is equal to the square root of the cotangent square of theta plus 1.